Lakers lose. As predicted correctly by Nick, AD had a huge game.
I got all three of my predictions right, and they lost anyway.
And that's correctly predicted by me while I was running a little rest.
We predicted the game correct.
That's correct. Yeah. LeBron played poorly. He was tired.
What else? What? Go ahead. Give a take. What? Give a take. Either ask a question or give a take.
I just don't want to hear he's the greatest basketball player ever after he scores 15 points. And be like, man, like we all know, like, you know.
Okay.
I want to take from AD.
Oh, I want to take her a question.
Like that.
That's
I
fine.
like that.
I thought it was a cop-out answer.
It was.
Like, LeBron's exhausted, and we're worried about it. That's the real answer. Yeah, LeBron's really tired. He played 45 minutes in overtime game. We probably should have pulled him out earlier this game because we didn't have it.
I got to be honest, I was baffled, and I get it. They made a little charge to come within, 14? Why did he leave LeBron in for, in the fourth quarter?
Not only do I agree with that,
minutes.
Why in this series, prior to last night, is LeBron averaging so many more minutes? I shouldn't say so many, but a few a game. LeBron's getting less rest within the game than Anthony Davis. That makes no sense either. It's not like AD's been in foul trouble. I know he got dinged in the one game, but he didn't even come out of the game for a long stretch when he got hurt. So in game one, he left, and it looked like he was hurt, but he wasn't. So, but
do you blame LeBron for last night's loss?
LeBron's play is why they lost. Now, let me say it this way. The Grizzlies played well enough that even if LeBron had played well, maybe the Lakers still would have lost. But due to LeBron's level of play, the Lakers had no chance of winning that game. The reason I mentioned that my three specific predictions were all correct is because I think it exemplifies that this was on LeBron. I said I thought Anthony Davis would have a great game.
True.
Triple J would be in foul trouble. And Dylan Brooks would shoot so many awful threes he might get booed. Yeah, now, he didn't get booed because they were winning. But if they were losing that game, the boos were ready.
He was a problem.
He was terrible. The best thing that happened to the Grizzlies was him getting in foul trouble and Luke Kennard taking his minutes. The Lakers got to make sure Brooks stays on the court. But here's the thing. Brian Windhorst said this once a few years ago, and he was right. If you look from 2012 to 2018, LeBron James' playoff game looks like 150 games or something. You can't find 6 objectively bad games. Not by LeBron standards, but just by he went a 7-year stretch where he was essentially never bad in the playoffs. That's not true anymore. He now is going to have bad playoff games. This was one of them. It doesn't shake my confidence in the series, but LeBron being 3 for his last 28 from 3 over the last 4 games is a problem. And last night he didn't have it. And they had a chance. The Grizzlies should have been up 20 at halftime, Brew. They were only up 9. And I was like, oh, Lakers got a shot here even though they're not playing well. And they pulled it to within 1 3 times in the third quarter. Couldn't get over the hump. And then the Grizzlies won that 18-2 run. But, yeah, LeBron was really bad yesterday, and that's the biggest reason the Lakers lost.
He was bad, but I don't blame him at all. I expected this. I mean, they were facing a desperate team that's good, that's evenly matched. It's not like, the Lakers are this much better and the Grizzlies are down here. They're evenly matched teams. They could have won game 4, and it would have been 2-2 at home, as you said, Nick. And John Morant and Desmond Bane, I mean, the Lakers don't have an answer for them. So LeBron wasn't good, no doubt. But I don't put the loss on him. I just think this was a game you naturally, even if you try not to, you naturally relax a little. That's human nature. You're up 3-1. You got a little cushion. So I put this more on just the Grizzlies coming out with a desperate effort to extend this series. And while, like you said, if I'm the Lakers, though, LeBron he was exhausted in game 4. Now, he willed himself to a great historic finish. He was exhausted last night because he couldn't get it done. And every other day, this might be a problem. They need to take care of business in Game 6.
Can I show you the LeBron three-point shooting?
You
mentioned 3 for 20. Overall, I mean,
that's leg. I mean, he's not a great three-point shooter anyway. But his legs
he keeps putting them up. You think? I assume because he's like, oh well, I'm open. It's kind of an easy shot for me.
It's a lazy shot.
But do you want him to keep on taking these Game 6, Nick?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the 8 a game is a touch high, but I think that. Here's the one pushback I'll give, I'm going to say, on comparing his percentages to, say, Dylan Brooks in this series. Dillon Brooks is getting practice shots. The Lakers are asking him to shoot, and he's shooting them. LeBron is shooting somewhat contested in the flow of the offense shots, and sometimes there, as you see there, end of the shot clock, I'm going to try to bail us out. But this is, at the beginning of the year, if you guys look, LeBron, the first 6-7 games of the year, was shooting 14% from three. And then he had a month where he shot or 3 weeks where he shot 42% from three. This is how LeBron has, we've talked about this, always been his three-point shooter. If he finishes the year at 34%, he doesn't have a single month where he shoots 34. He has a month where he shoots 24 and a month where he shoots 44. He's incredibly
He thinks
streaky.
He's a better three-point shooter than he is. He takes some bad threes. What are you doing?
Correct, but I think he's in the flow of I think the Lakers' offense functions the best with the threat of him shooting, creating more space for Anthony Davis, because they will always guard it. And he's got to keep shooting, and he'll be fine on that regard.
Desmond Bane's been hot. 33 and 10 last night. And, of course, that was following 36 points. Excellent. Game 4. He's confident, Brew. Memphis will be back to Memphis for Game 7.
I didn't necessarily need to hear that from him, but this is who they are. They talk, so, okay. They got a chance. If they win Game 6, and again, I'm going to be really interested to see what LeBron comes out like, because, Nick, I thought yesterday LeBron came out trying to end it. He was aggressive. He was 1 for 5 in the first quarter, I think, 1 for 4 in the second quarter. It might have been reversed, but he tried. He was trying to make stuff happen, and he didn't have it. At 38, this playing every one-day rest can get to you, especially against a team that's right there with you. We saw him against Utah late in the season. I think he had a bad game. Then one-day rest, came back, played well. That was the Utah, all right, with 2 of its best players out. This is a Memphis Grizzlies team that is young, full of energy and life. And like I said, they got no answers for Ja and Desmond Bane. If Ja and Desmond Bane, whether or not they have a great game, is on them. The Lakers can't stop them. It's just that they might miss shots, but the Lakers can't stop them. And so the Lakers need to take care of this in 6. I cannot fathom a team, particularly this young, beating LeBron 3 straight times.
Yeah.
But I am going to say that they got a shot. I wouldn't give it a huge shot, but they got a shot to win this thing.
Listen, I agree with both of you that if the Lakers lose Game 6, they could be in real trouble. Because then even more tired LeBron, and you're on the road, all of it. They are not losing Game 6. They are not losing at home Game 6, particularly, oddly, it's weird to say that this name could be a key injury, but if Kennard is out, Kennard has been huge for them because he adds spacing and he takes Dillon Brooks off the court.
He hasn't shot it that well.
No, but because he was the league's leading three-point shooter, you just have to respect it. That's the thing about great shooters. You don't even have to make shots to help your team. It's better if you make shots because you have the spacing. Brooks does the exact opposite. Right. Brooks is going to be, even if Brooks makes shots, he can hurt the offense.
Horrible.
So I don't think the Lakers are losing at home in Game 6. I think you're right that I thought they were going to win yesterday because I thought the Grizzlies were going to be kind of stomach punch emotionally from Game 4. But this is the flow of when a lower-seeded team beats a higher-seeded team. This is almost always how it goes. The lower-seeded team steals one of the first 2, then wins the first 2 at home, loses the Game 5 on the road, and takes care of business at home in Game 6. It's why a lot of people pick the Lakers in 6, as I think I did, and I think it's what's going to happen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.